Stay the course. Keep believing. You know you got people rooting for you. What's up, y'all? Hey, everybody. I am so excited. We are back with another episode on Let's Talk About It, the V. Aiken Experience podcast. I am your host, Veronica Aiken, and I am here with my girl, Tiffany.
Hey.
Tiffany, I'm so excited. Thank you for being the first guest on the Let's Talk About It podcast. And as you guys know, on the Let's Talk About It podcast, we talk motherhood, we talk business, we talk about like the journey to becoming the woman that we are today. And we're truthful, we are honest, we're transparent, because Tiffany, I believe that transparency creates transformation.
That's right.
So we're gonna dive right into it and let's talk about it.
Thank you for having me. Let's talk about it,
Yes.
baby.
So Tiffany, you are a business owner. You are a mother. You are a significant other. Like, talk to us just about that so we can know who you are.
Okay, well, yes, I am all of those things. I'm a mom, I'm a small business owner. I am a significant other, trying to balance it all. We know it's hard, but I love it. I just, I had to learn me first. And now that I'm navigating through who I am, I'm able to be a better person in all different categories of my life.
That's good, because one of the things that I was talking about in the first episode, kind of as far as like identity crisis, I think we place our identity in the roles that we have. Like, we place our identity in being just a mother or being a wife. Like, half of the time, if somebody asks you, like, in a job interview, they're like, so tell me about yourself. We're like, so my name is such and such, I'm such and such years old, I have, this many kids and da-da-da-da-da, but I'm learning to tell me about yourself. It's like, tell me about you.
Right, and who you really are.
And who you really are. What do you bring to the table? What kind of person are you? What are your characteristics? What are your personalities? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Not just the roles that you have in life. Because we as women, we juggle so many roles.
Very true. I love that. It helps just like bring out your uniqueness.
Right.
It makes you unique.
Right.
We all are mom. We all are business owners. We all, so I love that.
Right. And so we're going to talk a little bit about passion and purpose and navigating business.
Yes.
I am still like grasping the fact that I'm a business owner.
Right.
Like, I know we say small business, but like, I'm not trying to play it small no more. For me, this is a big deal to be a business owner, because if you would have asked me, I never thought that I would see myself in this perspective and in this light. So just the fact that I created something that's mine, something that's in my hands, something that I'm managing, I own, I run, and like my name is stamped on that. That's a big deal.
It is.
Like a first-time business owner in my family.
That's amazing.
That's breaking that generational curse.
Right.
Like, that's something that we have to like embrace and walk into.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about all of those things, because I went through so many different emotions as a first-time business owner and just navigating that. So I know you previously had So Laces Boutique.
Yes, I've been a lady of many businesses.
Yes.
But yes, ma'am. So it's funny you said that, because just listening to you, I, even as a business owner myself, I get inspired, but I see the purpose that you have behind your business.
Right.
I tell a lot of people, like, it was a fad to be a business owner. We know after COVID and everything, everybody was opening businesses, and I'm all for it. But you have to make sure that you are willing to take the journey that's necessary for your brand, for your product, for your services, for your business. Like you say, your name is stamped on that. And it's a representation of yourself, not only the service or the product that you provide. So I try to tell people, even for like me, I had to kind of say, okay, does this align to me and what my goals are, what I want to do, or is this just about making money? Is this just about satisfying the fact that I'm a business owner? Like I there's so many aspects of it that you have to think about. And people don't think about that first before you just kind of jump
out there and start going.
People think, you get an LLC from the Secretary of State and
and that's it.
No. It's not that, but you have to have that passion and that purpose from the inside, because it's very hard. It's rewarding, but a lot of people make it seem easy, and I'm here to say, like, it's not.
It's really a journey. Like, and you have to know who are you doing it for?
Right.
Why are you doing it? Because if you don't have that sense of knowing, then you're not going to be sustained in what you're going in. And so that's what I want to talk a little bit about, because you previously had So Laces Boutique. And shout out to you, because I had, listen, before I went on my trip to New Orleans, I stopped by, and I didn't get to meet you there when I first came to the store, but I remember coming in and I got a pair of yellow platform shoes.
Okay.
And honey, let me tell you, I took those things out to New Orleans.
Yes, ma'am.
I went to my conference and I loved it. So what was that like for you in having, your store previously in the mall? I don't know if a lot of people know, but Tiffany did previously had a store in Columbiana Mall.
I did. That was an amazing accomplishment for me. Some people do, some people don't know, but before I opened So Laces, I had about 15 years of retail management experience. And about half of those years were in the mall. A lot of those years were in the same mall that I opened up So Laces Boutique.
Yeah.
So it was a great accomplishment to be able to stand next to the same stores that I once worked for, now as a competitor.
Right.
But it took a lot to kind of get there. And it was a beautiful experience. I love everything about fashion. I love shoes. Everybody know, like when it comes to getting dressed, you call me. And it just is what it is. I love everything about it, but it was my passion, and I was able to open a business from that. Thank God, I learned a lot in my previous roles that helped me prepare for that. And we were great in the mall, but as a business owner, you will learn there's so much that I can give you advice on, or that I can tell you about, but until you get out there and take your own journey, you won't know the things that you're going to be faced with until they kind of come to you. And we were open in the mall. We did great. We were there for a little over a year. But business is business, and when things turn around from COVID, the economy changed.
It did.
And unfortunately, we were brought out of that spot. So it was a major blow to my business. It was a major blow to me as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as just a human being. I like to tell people, like, I'm still human. A lot of people see me and you see like me kept together, but there are things that still bother me. I still have emotions and all of those things, so it was a very much so learning experience. Like, I can say that now, going through it, I did. I was like, what is going on? But when I completely went through the experience, I learned so much about business, which helped me learn so much about myself. We transitioned down here to downtown Columbia. And we had that store for a few months, but it just was not successful. I don't know what happened. We came from it being in a mall that has nice traffic, and I thought, I go to downtown Columbia, my customers love me, they're gonna follow me, I have nothing to worry about. But it didn't work out that way. And I was very distraught. I didn't know, what to do until I had to take a step back, and really evaluate some things and really kind of recenter myself spiritually. I went straight into business mode, and all I gotta do is find another store. I'm gonna open back up as soon as I get downtown and to have somewhere to shop, instead of saying, well, hold on, what's the reason
this move?
behind this? Why am I being stopped all of a sudden? Do I need to slow down? Like, what is it? But being very headstrong and
as we are sometimes,
I didn't see it that way. I said, no, I got to keep going. I would not give up on my brand. I would not give up on my business. Instead of saying, okay, wait, let's kind of take a step back. Let's center ourselves. Because we are emotional creatures as women. God made us that way. But for me, I learned that you cannot handle business
in an emotional I had to learn that too.
You can, because you will make bad decisions. And not necessarily a good or bad decision, but you don't want to make a decision out of emotion.
Because it costs
for your business. It will cost you, so there were so many, it's been so much that I've learned in like a short period of time from my business about myself. If that makes sense. I thought that the shoes were it. You know, I love Solaces. That's my baby. I still love my brand. But now I'm seeing that was just the beginning.
Yeah.
It's so much more to come. And it also showed me that you have to accept change.
Right.
If you want anything to do with business, like you can't continue to stay stagnant. You can't think.
You have to be open.
You have to.
You have to be open.
You have to, because the world is changing, by the day.
Right.
So things will no longer consistently be the same.
Yes.
And if you don't open your mind, you'll miss out on opportunities.
Right.
You'll miss out on things that can really help you grow because you're staying in
that same place. Yep, in a stagnant place.
Right.
You know what, Tiffany? That's good.
Me. That was me. It still currently is me sometimes because it's new, so it takes time. You know what I mean? And when you have such a passion for something, it's hard to let that go.
Yeah.
It's like,
because that's like, you're like, hold on now.
Baby.
Right. You think about failure. You think about, you know, looking like a failure to outsiders and all of those things. And you said so much, Tiffany, and I just want to dive in on a few points that you made, because you said that you were in retail management, right, for 15 years.
Yes.
Before you opened your store.
Right.
So let's talk about it, because that's a long time to be in that place. And so many times we think that we are in an underdog position, and it's like you may have this vision of where you want to go. You may know that you have that burning passion. You may know that, you know, I'm capable of doing this, but you feel like you're stuck in this position for so long. A lot of people know I recently resigned from my state job. I worked for South Carolina Department of Social Services for the last 4 years. Okay. I recently resigned in August, and at that job, I was a caseworker, but I did things like more than what a regular caseworker would do. And so I felt like, okay, well, I need to be up here now because I'm rolling with the big dogs. I'm in the meetings, you know, they're sending me, you know, to conferences and paying for my trip to LA and just different things like that. And so, but I'm in this low seat. So sometimes, like, we discredit ourselves because we're in a low seat per se, but those 15 years, you were being prepared. Right. Those 15 years, you were taking in those experiences. You were learning from other people. You know, you're learning yourself. You're in the atmosphere so that it was cultivating you. And then you open your business. You're there for a little over a year. You transition here. You're in business for about 4 months, and then you transition into creating what was your Solaces boutique to Carolina Content Studios. Yes, right? And shout out to you, baby. Yes. And so let's talk a little bit about, and by the way, I love it here.
Thank you. Oh,
I am so excited. If you guys have been seeing some of the things that I put out from my first podcast episode, if you've been seeing some of the content behind the scenes, all of that was shot right here at Carolina Content Studios. I mean, there's so many different areas for people to come do branding. You can come do podcasts. You can do photo shoots. There's so many different things. And let me just say this, like, you literally are an answered prayer, because I wanted to do my podcast, and it's okay to start where you're at. Yes. But I know that I had a vision, and I know what I wanted. Right. And so I was like, okay, God, you give me this desire, you give me this vision. That vision don't fit where I am right now. Right. Help me, you know, bring that together. And it's funny because we became social media friends. I actually met you in person at the mall when you were doing your pop-up. Right. And then that branched out to coming to Carolina Content Studios. And, you know, you gracing me to be able to have the space to bring my vision to life. But before you could get here, like, you had to go through that process so that I can be here. Yes. So let's talk about navigating those emotions, because it's real. Because you feel like it's real. Like, God, I failed. Like, what's this? You showed me this. You had me on this path. Like, what is this? So let's talk about it.
I will say, like, that's why I say I've learned so much about myself through the process of my business, you know? So let me tell you, like, when Solaces had to close, I was heartbroken. Yeah. And everybody know I love hard. I'm a nurturer. I'm a carer. I'm the caretaker of my family. I give you the shirt off my back. So
the strong one.
Yes. And when we do something, we put our all into it. So I did want to know, what did I do wrong? Like, why is this happening? Like, what is going on? Yeah. But I had previously centered myself spiritually that I knew, like, okay, you know what? I have to put this in God's hands.
Be still.
So God, what are you showing me? What do you want me to learn? What do you want me to know? A lot of people don't know this, but when I was trying to find my second location for Solaces, I haven't had so many no's in my life. I mean, it was no this, no that, not enough this, not enough that. I'm like, look, I'm coming from the mall. We popping. Like, what are y'all talking about? Let me get a spot. They're like, no, no, and no.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, that's it. So God, you don't want me to do this. I'm not giving up, but I'm throwing in the towel. You win.
Yeah.
I will see fit for what you have upon me. You know. And then a company reached out to me and they said, hey, so we got your application for a store on Harbison, because I knew that I had to stay in that area. And I was trying to get another location on Harbison Mall, but my business hadn't been in business long enough.
Right.
Like, there's so many things that people don't tell other people about when it comes to owning a business, especially a brick and mortar. It's a whole nother realm out there that I didn't even know anything about, and I already had a brick and mortar.
Right.
You know? So I'm sitting here, I'm just like, okay. They're like, we got your application for another spot. You don't qualify for that spot. I'm like, okay, y'all call me for that?
Right.
Like, y'all could have emailed me. I know that, you know. But I'm working on myself. And God has been working on me. And I said, okay, well, thank you for reaching out. He said, no, I was calling because I have another location that I think will work for you.
Yeah.
And I said, That's on Lady Street. What you think about downtown?
Come on.
Like, downtown.
Come on.
You know, but everything fell into place. And I knew it was God. I knew because
Tiffany.
there was nothing else. I had, did everything I could possibly do. For myself, for my business.
Yeah.
There was no more money I could show them in the bank. There was no more this. It was not, everything I tried to do and it was not working. And then you have this multi-million-dollar real estate company that's reaching out like, hey, you want a spot right here in prime downtown Columbia? You
right. Access granted.
You got it.
Access granted.
Oh, we don't need this. We don't need a business plan. Like, come on down.
Come on, access. Like, that's favor.
Yes.
That's favor. That's order of steps. That's like, I talk about the 3 P's. I talk about P number 1 being the purpose and the pause. P number 2 being the prepared place. And P number 3 being the proceeding, right? And so the purpose and the pause is when you feel like God puts you at a pause.
Right.
Like you going, you thriving in business, you hitting it, your money's going flowing. You know what I'm saying? And then bam, you pause.
Right.
And it's like, hold on, like how can you pause me at a time like this? I felt like I was at my elevation point.
Right.
Why am I paused? But there's a purpose in the pause.
Yes.
Like you said, you had to be still. You had to do
I
that
had
work.
to learn that.
You had to learn. You have to learn that.
Because what I was gonna say was I'm fast. I'm fast. I gotta go. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make it happen. So funny you said that, purpose in the pause, because listen, I'm sitting here like, I got it. We gonna open.
Yeah.
I got the store now.
Yeah.
Get it open. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I did everything that I could possibly do. And we opened for 4 months. And it was like crickets. I'm like, where y'all at? Everybody know where I'm at. And I had to stop. And I wish I would have stopped before those 4 months. But we just so strong-headed, we think we know, and sometimes it's not our plan. It's here. Well, not sometimes, but all the times it's his plan. You know what I mean? But I'm a go-getter, so I feel like, well, this is the work. You know, faith without works is dead. So I'm putting in the work, but God didn't want me to move at that moment. You know, and so when the store closed down, he tried to pause me, but I kept going, so he had to stop me. You
can pause willingly or forcefully.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And when he stopped me, I said, wait a minute. Why would you give me this? Why would this happen the way it happened for my brand not to be successful? What is it that I'm not doing? What is the purpose behind this? Because I felt like Lady Street was given to me by God. You know, given to me by God. And then that's when I started to realize that it wasn't given to me for Solaces Boutique.
Come on, Tiffany.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And my significant other helped me realize that, but I was so stuck into my brain and not giving
in that
up.
place.
And I was hurting myself because I wouldn't let go.
You wasn't moving.
You know, I was stagnant. But I thought I was just strong.
Yeah.
Climb to the top of the mountain and it killed me.
She boss.
Exactly.
All this stuff.
And that's not what God wanted you to do.
Yeah.
Anything that he gives to you, it won't be hard. You won't have to fight against it. It won't cause stress.
It'll come.
It will come.
It'll come. It'll gracefully come and flow. Right.
Exactly.
He'll put the people in your path,
Everything.
or he'll bring it all together. And you said something that was so profound, and I just want to make a point, because you said that, you know, you did the application and the guy reached out, but you did the application around the Harbison area.
Yeah.
You were previously in the
Months
mall
ago.
on Harbison, right? But sometimes we get so stuck and comfortable in the familiar place. Right? And because we're so comfortable in the familiar place, it's like God's trying to pull you this way, but you're like, no, like this is where it's been.
Right.
But where it's been may not be where it's at right now.
And how can you grow?
Right.
It's like a flower. If you have your plant or your flower, and after 4 or 5 months you don't repot it to give it more soil, more space to grow, it's going to die.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the same with me, and I had to see that for self. You know, but it took me centering myself and taking that time and pulling myself out of the realm of me being in control and allowing him to be in control. And really taking time and talking and asking him, what is my purpose? What do you want me to do?
Right.
You see what my passion is. I love selling shoes. I love making people feel good. I love that. But this right here is better than any amount of shoes I could sell.
It's
and
fulfilling.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because I understand the fulfillment that it brings, not only to me, but to others. And I've always done this. I just never had a space to do it, but I've always helped people with their content. I've always built my own content. I've always given advice as far as you know, I'm like everyone's hype man. When it comes time to feel good and you need that energy and you need that person, you know that you could come to me, you know. And because I have so much commercial experience in my retail realm with marketing and advertising and things like that, I was able to take all of those things that I learned and then apply them to my business, see how it helped my business. And then I thought, well, God, what brings me the most joy?
Want to hear the answer to Tiffany's question, what brought her the most joy? Then head on over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify Music at the V. Aiken Experience to finish up. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 3 on Let's Talk About It, the V. Aiken Experience. This episode was sponsored by my girl, Avia Dozer at Tailored Realty. Make sure you follow and show her some love. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you back next week.